the bigger issue with the Browns, as I mentioned earlier, we don't know what they are. We don't know who they're going to be because we don't know what Deshaun Watson's going to be. He didn't play at all in 2021.
Right.
In 2022, he only played in 6 games. It was a mixed bag. It was a work in progress. What do we see in 23? And what's happened is when we start talking about franchise quarterback, his name has slipped off the list. He addressed recently this reality that he's no longer considered a top quarterback and what he intends to do about it. Have a listen.
I'm very motivated. I'm very excited to be able to have those opportunities to go out there and prove what I have before and even better. And that's the goal, is to be better than what people last saw me. And yeah, I mean, honestly, people are entitled to their own opinions, but at the same time, you gotta respect their opinions. I missed 2 years of football, so if I was in their shoes, I wouldn't put myself in that position either. I got to go out there and prove it, and that's what I'm looking forward to. So those opportunities for me this upcoming season, I have to take advantage of it.
It is going to be fascinating to see what he does after he says 2 years out of football. Last year he wasn't. He did play 6 games. He was there for preseason and training camp, but still, this is the first time since 2020, 3 years, that we see him start to finish as a member of the Cleveland Browns, and this is their opportunity to get something of a return on that investment. Remember last year there was a theory, and I think there's accuracy to it, that there were owners who did not want him to be suspended for the full year because they wanted the Browns
definitely
to have to work out year one of the 5-year contract. And they're into year 2 now. Before you know it, that contract's going to be almost over. What will they have to show for the investment and the headache that went along with that investment, for the cold shoulders, the dirty looks, the awkward glances that the Haslams surely have received for blowing out the procedures and giving Deshaun Watson that 5-year fully guaranteed deal?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a believer in Deshaun Watson. I am. I'm a believer in his potential. We know where he was before all this stuff went down. He was definitely one of the top 5, 6 quarterbacks in the game. One of those guys that could run the system to perfection, wouldn't miss a throw, and then when it came backyard, hey, I can carry you guys and make stuff happen here, no problem. I got you. But yeah, like he's saying, he said it right. That was a great answer by him. It's basically been out. He was out for a long time. It's not that easy just to get back on the NFL starting quarterback bike and just be an awesome, I can pop wheelies and do tricks and be the man again. It's hard. I expect him to jump back in the conversation of one of the better quarterbacks in football this year. And to your point, I think that's why we hear rumors of them wanting to open up the offense and do all of that. So I'm excited. The Browns are a team that, if I had to probably pick playoff teams right now, I wouldn't pick Cleveland. But I think they're a team you put a star next to go, there's a lot of playoff caliber aspects about their football team. And then if number 4 gets going at quarterback, watch out. I've seen him carry worse teams and worse rosters of the playoffs than this Cleveland team. So that's where it's interesting. And the other thing too, Mike, did all this change him? That's the one thing I do wonder. Just all the stuff that's gone on, does it change him, his psyche, all of that? That'd probably be the only thing I really worry about him going forward.
You used a phrase a little while ago that made my heart smile. I haven't heard it in years, haven't thought about it in years. Pop wheelies. That was the aspiration
right.
on a consistent basis. Back when I was a kid and you were actually allowed to leave the house without supervision for more than 5 minutes at a time, for more than 5 hours at a time, you were out there on your bike, and what you wanted to do, once you got going, you got a couple good pedals in, you'd pop that wheelie. You wanted to, and you wanted to hold the wheelie.
Had to hold it a little.
It could pop it and hold it. And that was the guy that inspired many, because I could pop it. I just couldn't hold it because I was always afraid once you pop it, you've got that tipping point where next thing you know, you crack the skull open on the asphalt.
I know. I had like pegs on the back wheels at some point, right? So like that's where I could hold it. I couldn't hold it if I was like on my seat, normal pedaling, but like the pegs that came out of the back, then you could get on that and I could hold it there a little bit, but I wasn't that cool. I wasn't, but we'll see if Deshaun Watson can pop some wheelies this year. He's going to need to if the Browns want to win the AFC North.
That brings back bad memories for Browns players back when Kellen Winslow
jeez.
He was popping the back wheelies. They call it, I think, an endo. And that endoed his career, or at least
along with a bunch of other things.
We didn't have to go that route. But as a player, he shredded his knee early on. He was on track to have a career every bit as good as his dad's. But I respected the fact that he was able to keep playing with a knee that was just completely and totally wrecked from that endo. I think endo is the term, gone bad. All right, let's go ahead and take a break lest we go any farther off the rails than we need to. By the way, before we do though, people have asked what's behind me right here. That's the Seinfeld Lego set.
Seinfeld Lego set? And you bought that for yourself? You bought yourself a Seinfeld?
I put it together.
Okay.
I bought it. Legos are an acceptable adult endeavor.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know about that. We might have to put that. We'd have to put that to a Twitter poll. Is there an age where you should be embarrassed of building Lego sets anymore? I think that should be out there.
Hey, let me tell you something. I'm at an age where I'm embarrassed by nothing. There's freedom. Approaching 60. I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, well, apparently.
More PFT Live right after this.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.